Okay, so we have Goggin TV, and you guys probably remember the video of Goggin TV. That's him over here in the bar. This bar, actually, I'm learning that the bar that I think he was ultimately in was called Bar Disney, ironically. And we'll go into some of those details, but I'm going to play just a little bit of the video to remind you guys about what happened here.
Don't touch my shit. Don't touch my shit. Don't touch my stuff. Don't touch my stuff. Dumbass.
So yeah, see there you go. You see the sign? It says Bar Disney. So that's the name of the bar.
That's in Sapporo, right? Let's take a look at that.
Yes, in Sapporo.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. The fucking beta male.
So calls him a beta male.
The ultimate irony.
Come on, Japan. Like, is this how it is out here? What the fuck? What are you doing? Yo, what the fuck?
1 second later from the clip.
Yo, I'm getting attacked. I'm getting attacked. Yo, I'm getting attacked. Here's a bottle. What the fuck? Pasa! Misa! Dude, he's getting attacked. He's getting attacked. He's getting attacked. Stop! 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 Dude, we're getting attacked.
So I'll kind of go there because it goes for another 4 minutes, and I don't want to play the whole thing. But essentially, they run away, and you can see him like fleeing.
Wait, send me my son. Send me my son.
Begging for the guy to leave him alone, right?
Mm-hmm. It's so ironic after calling them beta.
So
and then like, whoops, I forgot I'm not online at the moment.
Yeah. So there's been a little bit of back and forth. So the narrative that I heard from most people that watched the stream or added context, and there's also other clips too of him with the girl calling her his girlfriend, saying no, girlfriend, and I think the boyfriend comes over and says, "That's my girlfriend," and then he says back, "No, she's my girlfriend," right? So the word for girlfriend, kanojo, obviously. So, saying that, and also he attempts to pull her to a love hotel. But so Goggin actually hit me up and said, "Hey, look, and Asmongold ended up getting the story, reviewing it and looking at it and watching the context. So he believes that his version of the story hasn't been heard and that there's false facts being put out there and lies. So what I wanted to do is with you, Josh, I wanted to go through his version of the story and tell me what you think is true or not, like which version you believe. There's also a small clip he has attached. So we'll go through that. And then there's some additional kind of context I'll give. I think that'll be good. I also have a little surprise here that'll add some context to this as well. Okay, so here is the story. This is on his X profile, Goggin TV. He says, a popular YouTuber, Asmongold, the Roach King, falsely claimed I deserved what happened in Sapporo and accused me of sexual assault and harassment, accusations that are completely untrue. These are serious, baseless claims that cannot be ignored. There is clear evidence showing that the accusations are false, which you should watch the whole video before accusing, not just clips. So mind you, he's asking us to not just watch clips. I'm open to an interview with him to clear the air, but spreading false allegations is unacceptable. To be clear, I did not harass or assault anyone. The bar was my second interaction with the woman involved. The first time we met outside near the ramen shop, she approached me. Is there anything, so I'll just stop there. Is there anything that jumps out to you as questionable based on your knowledge of Japan and your interaction with,
Japanese women very rarely make the first move. I mean, women in general typically don't make the first move.
You are familiar with Japanese women. You have had interactions with Japanese women before.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's not impossible. I haven't seen the full context of it. It's not impossible. Maybe they were making a large scene, or they were being very noisy, and they were drunk, and they went over to have a bit of a look as an oddity, as a curiosity. Like when you see I was going to say a different animal. Well, you see an elephant at the zoo, right? It's interesting, but it doesn't mean you like the elephant, right? It's just kind of like it's a strange oddity.
Do you think that a Japanese girl would go over and then hold on, I'll read the rest here. We'll finish this paragraph and then we'll see. Her friend made sexual so she approached me and her friend made sexual remarks saying I am a chin chin. She translates as penis right after we met. I joked back and she went along with it. After showing her my Instagram, she was happy, hugged me, and even said in Japanese she liked me. Her friend claimed that she was his girlfriend, but she repeatedly said, no, no, no. I jokingly called her my kanojo girlfriend, and she agreed. She even kissed my cheek consensually. Then they went to the bar. So does that interaction kind of line up for you? The initial interaction?
You know what, my honest opinion, it sounds like she's getting a kickback from the bar, and she probably gets a lot of money when she gets dumb foreigners to come back and spend all their money. So of course it's like, yeah, oh, I love you. Wow, you're so funny. Haha, American man. Let's go to this bar that I've never been to before, but always wanted to try. Oh, look at that. The drinks are $50 a drink. How about that?
Yeah. Now,
but if we're all paying it, it's the T scam, right? That's what it sounds like to me. Is the T scam,
right? And that's and for those that don't know, you know, Japan, and you can kind of explain this because you know America doesn't have these things, you know, where there's bars where there's girls, and sometimes they're just normal bars with like normal girls, and you can drink, and the drink price may be a little bit higher, right? Because they might be maid cafe, or they might have some sort of theme like muscle girl, or they might just be like cute girls drinking there. You drink with them, you have some drinks, you talk, right? But they do have an incentive for you to come in and drink with them because the drinks are a little bit marked up. They make money on the drinks, right? And they want to get you in and get your business. But they're not, to be clear, I would say almost all of these establishments are not like they're not red light districts, right? This is not somewhere where you can say, hey, come to a love hotel, which is the statement which was eventually made, right? And they're not places where you could take them out and you know, grab them and run away with them. Generally, it's just drinking within the bar.
Yeah, typically. And there's some people who will tell you that like if you're there for long enough and you spend enough money, then the girl will eventually go out with you or something. That's just like legend. You're getting squeezed out, all your money's being squeezed out of you.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But yeah, like Japan has these girls bars, but it's typically a set rate. And obviously you can spend extras, but they very clearly upfront advertise that. And I tried to look and see if Bar Disney was a girls bar. It doesn't seem to be, but they locked their Instagram account, maybe in regards to this drama that's going on. So like if these girls were working at this establishment, it's just one for one the T scam, right? Like attractive women come up to you, they say, let's go out on a date, or let's go get a tea ceremony. Oh, the tea ceremony is $100 each, and then everyone pays $100. You wouldn't want to feel silly if you didn't pay too, right? The girls paid as well; they pay for themselves, but obviously then they get their money back at the end because it's a scam. That could be that. I mean, I'd have to see the thing in its full entirety, I suppose.
Sure, yeah. And I do have the full version. I do have the full version of his stream. And I haven't watched it yet because I haven't had time.
I've seen this guy Gargan or whatever, and this isn't the aesthetic that an average Japanese woman would go up to randomly.
What do you mean by that, Josh? What are you trying to say about this?
I mean, unless you literally look like a movie star, like Brad Pitt or something when he was younger, they typically. Like the wow foreigner, that doesn't really happen anymore. Like that maybe in the 80s, but not these days. Like I mean, and certainly not in Sapporo. Sapporo's got one of it's like the largest place to visit in Hokkaido, and it's during the largest event where people come from all over the world. Like you saw those clips with DBR. There's like Germans and people everywhere. It's like always special streamer man. Oh no, you so exotic. Wow.
So then they continue down. After eating ramen, we went inside the bar, and she came up to me and held my hand and was excited to see me again. This false claim that I was hitting on another man's girlfriend is untrue. Well, you don't know their relationship status, so that's impossible, right? That could have really been her boyfriend, right? Her friend again claimed she was his girlfriend, but she denied it, holding my hand, repeating, no, no, no. He insisted they were together and made inappropriate remarks, but she denied it. She was the one initiating contact and said she was single. She held my hand willingly and even kissed my cheek earlier. We were all joking around. she knew I was all live too. Did she? Or she looked pretty fucking drunk to me. I don't know how much she knew or didn't know. Suddenly, a gang-affiliated individual. So we're going to get back to this because this is a very interesting. Actually, no. Confirmed by police, got involved and started being violent.
Can we see this confirmation by the police?
So I don't believe this because somebody subsequent to this found this guy's Instagram. And it turns out that this guy actually works at the bar. Found him right here on Instagram. Sapporo Bar Disney. Same guy who beat his ass. This is the guy that beat his ass. Clearly, the guy that beat his ass. So clearly, that's a lie, or he's trying to say the bar is run by the Yakuza. I doubt the police are going to confirm to a gaijin that a bar is run by the Yakuza. I mean, that is, I don't think that they would ever tell somebody. I mean, what do you think? What do you think, Josh?
Oh, why would the police give this exposition? Like, oh, did you know that you're meddling with, like, this is like some video game logic. The police, no, they just take your statement, they try and get you to say things. They don't give you free information that's just like, wow. No, come on now.
Especially not to a gaijin, especially not like unnecessary information like that. Why would they say that?
Yeah, and now that I know, like, this guy works at the bar and his girlfriend brought them to the bar, they were getting worked. They were marks. They saw that they had money to spend, and they got taken for all they were worth. At least that's what would have happened, I suppose.
Yeah.
But they didn't get theirs anyway.
So the individuals weren't part of our conversation and had no reason to attack us. Well, that's not true. They were in the bar earlier. All of us were simply having a friendly conversation, joking around. We didn't provoke anything, which they did actually.
They did.
We were invited to the bar by, and he'll even admit. So in this next paragraph, he actually admits the provocation. So it's really interesting, internally inconsistent. We were invited to the bar by a staff member, and there's video of him leading us inside after we ate. So that kind of goes with this was a scam bar where he was getting worked. Most likely. So that's probably why.
I mean, I don't want to disparage this bar. They're probably a nice place. No, this is what it sounds. This is what it sounds like.
Sorry, it could be a nice bar. Yeah, sorry, I do apologize. Let me retract my statement. Scam. It's a bar that is trying to push its business, right? Because there are bars where there'll be people out front, and
sounds like some creative marketing.
Bring you inside. Okay, hold on. I want to answer this in the chat because somebody brought this up. Josh, is gaijin a slur? Do you consider gaijin a slur? Are you offended by gaijin at all whatsoever?
No, of course not.
Are Japanese expats in Japan and really in Japan offended by the term gaijin?
Americans maybe, because Americans are looking to be oppressed, and the only people that I've ever heard being offended by it were literally Americans, and they were trying to find some like they wanted it to be like the N-word or something so they could feel like, oh, no, you can't say that. But no one in Japan thinks it's offensive, and it's only specifically Americans that seem to find it offensive. Obviously, you can say the longer gaikokujin, but everyone just says gaijin. And that'll probably, like, I mean, like, I live in Osaka. It's more casual. We always just say gaijin. Maybe if you go to Tokyo, they might say it a lot larger, like, oh, gaikokujin or something. But that's just a regional difference.
I've never heard of anybody who lives in Asia who is offended by that ever. One single person. The only people that are offended by that are Americans who have either been there once as a tourist or not very long. I openly, I mean, once again, you got to understand the context of these words and how they're used and whether they're used in a derogatory manner or not, right? A lot of these are not used in a derogatory manner at all whatsoever. And the way they're used is not derogatory. It's context. So here he says in this, some claim I instigated the situation, but I only took off my jacket after the guy grabbed my phone. He went like this. He went like this and like roostered up to him and like got in his face. I did this to prevent a fight, not start one.
How does that make sense?
It's like facing a bear. You act strong to make them back down.
When he was running away from the 40-kilo Japanese man, is that acting like a bear?
Yes.
What is this
yes.
guy talking about? Holy shit.
The footage shows
hilarious.
I don't want to fight. Wait, what? Isn't that internally inconsistent? If you took off your jacket to be like facing a bear to act strong, you're acting like strong, like you're gonna fight. That literally contradicts
taking off the
your next
shirt
statement.
is the universal language for let's fucking go.
For let's go. Yeah.
It works in every country. You yell at someone, then you take off your shirt. They know what's going to happen.
I don't know how many bears he's faced, but this is the part that I just can't believe that, number one,
this guy's self-snitching and admitting that his bark is worse than his bite.
Right, that he doesn't want to fight. He's just a talking tough. Yeah. My goal was to de-escalate and leave.
What?
If that is his form of de-escalation, once again, this is spinning a narrative that is completely unsupported by the video facts. Also, calling them beta to their face, right? Like they're like right there because clearly, like they're right behind him. They literally, he calls them beta, and within 2 seconds, he's being attacked. That's not de-escalation, in my opinion. I know my attempt backfired. They saw it as a challenge, but that doesn't justify their actions. Well, now in America, that would be provocation, and you would not be able to claim self-defense. There'd be no self-defense there because you provoked them. So, yeah, that clearly meets the elements based on the video, based on everything else. This is all your internal mental justification afterwards. Based on the facts in the video, nothing supports this being anything but a provocation. We left quickly, but the guys chased us with a glass bottle intent on attacking. Some suggest these situations only happen if you provoke Japanese people, but like anywhere else, there are bad individuals, just like foreign troublemakers like Johnny Somali or DBR. So trying to separate from Johnny and DBR. Cause trouble, there are criminals in Japan. You can't generalize based on bad apples. I've had great interactions with locals in Japan, and it's my 5th time here, but these attackers assaulted me on camera while I tried to run. It's important to understand Japan's strict self-defense laws, especially for foreigners. If I had fought back, I would have been the one in trouble, as self-defense laws in Japan are strict. Any retaliation can be seen as escalation even when defending yourself. It doesn't matter if you're attacked, you risk legal consequences. That's why running was my only real option. Defending myself could have led to arrest and charges, even though I was the victim. They assaulted me and stole my phone. So let me be clear.
Why would you include this paragraph, though? Because this is just this entire paragraph isn't really necessary, because it's just basically saying this is why I didn't fight back. I'm not a pussy.
Right. In this whole paragraph, while it's correct, you cannot fight back in Japan, right? There's no self-defense laws aren't really not there in the same way. It negates everything that happened up here. If you knew that there's no self-defense, you shouldn't be acting like you're facing a bear. That only works if you can follow through. People know when you can or can't follow through. And if you knew that the laws are like this, and you knew that, and you were super smart, 10,000 IQ, then you shouldn't have done this in the first place. Furthermore, you should have immediately, when the guy approached and said it was their girlfriend, you should have gotten out of there. Because if you know that if he tries to fight you, you're gonna have to back down, just leave it, right? And I'm gonna watch the clip in a second of what he says is the girl, showing interest. We'll watch it.
Right,
it's
we'll
a
take a
clip,
look.
though. I want to make it clear that I'm not affiliated with people like Johnny Somali or DBR. So this is the 2nd time he's mentioned that, which means his true concern is being associated with Johnny Somali and DBR. Nor do I condone their actions. Unfortunately, due to all of them, all foreign streamers get unfairly grouped together even when innocent. That's not true. I have not covered any streamers who have not done anything. There are plenty of innocent streamers that don't get coverage from me, don't get coverage from the mainstream media, don't get coverage from newspapers. It's specifically streamers that are doing acts like DBR. And in this case, acts that seem like there were steps that could have been taken to prevent or avoid the situation. I worked with police and showed them the full VOD. After reviewing, they confirmed I'm innocent. Would police do that? Would they confirm they're innocent, Josh?
I wouldn't say you're innocent, but they would probably say we're not charging you. I think that's what it means.
If they said that, they would say we're not charging you. And the criminals were guilty. Yet some are still twisting the narrative. What's worse is Asmongold. Oh, it's evil Asmongold. Is trying to spread false accusations of sexual assault. What happened to me is unjustified. So he does post the clip. So this is what he says.
But
and once
there's
again,
a bit of an issue with this is because if the other people are criminals, then they've committed a crime, whereas the action coming against him? If he's the victim, is he charging these people? Why not? If he's
Well,
not?
and also he's now defamed them. So he's now potentially committed a crime. So Goggin, if this person isn't a Yakuza, if you can't go and prove that this person is a Yakuza, because you called him a gang member, you called him a member of the Yakuza, and you also called him a criminal. So you've now defamed him, which is a criminal offense. I don't know if you know you did that in your statement there, but you defamed him. That's a crime in Japan. So if you cannot prove that objectively, he can sue you. He can bring a claim. He can bring a civil claim and a criminal claim against you for defamation because you've slandered his image. In fact, even in the U.S., he'd be able to bring a claim there because you called him a criminal, which is very silly to do, right? You know, unless you've got substantial proof, which we've seen none of. So here's the clip where allegedly there's consent, quote unquote consent. So this is the consensual kiss.
You kiss. Oh. By the way, there you go. There you go, chat. We're next. Two. Yes. She kissed me on the cheek, by the way.
He is a very amusing chat.
Yeah, the chat is it's very colorful, very colorful. It's very colorful names here. You know, very, very interesting there. But yeah. So what do you think about that? Does that 30-second clip or whatever 15-second clip, does that absolve him there, Josh?
No. And like there's some other like body language things I'm seeing there, like she's hiding her face with her phone.
Right.
So it seems like she's not exact. I don't know. It's like, you know, sometimes
she's
you meet
not
people
fully down with being filmed, right? She's not fully down with being filmed. So could that be a bar girl who doesn't want to be filmed? I
mean,
could it be a bar girl?
I think that's the thing that makes the most sense to me. Like, why would she take him? Why would she take him to the bar with her boyfriend? That makes no sense. If she was down to clown, why wouldn't they just go directly to the hotel? There's drinks at the hotel. Hotels all have a minibar. They all have like convenies outside them. If this story is like actually accurate, then I don't think that. I mean, maybe even if she's not just trying to extract money from them, maybe that was the biggest clown that she wanted to take and show her friends. Like, look at this little interesting person that I found that we can all have a bit of an interesting story about. You see that quite a lot. Like at the end of a night of drinking, there's a lot of Japanese people a lot more friendly, and you're like, you'll chat to them at the ramen shop or something, and yeah, they can be a bit giggly. But I think he's misreading the situation.
Yeah, I don't think that necessarily means that the girl was like in love with you automatically, right? Oh, he's got a 30-minute video he just put up on his YouTube. He told me to watch it. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll watch that later, bro. He just messaged me. So I do have another thing, and this is kind of a very interesting cultural thing. Now, I'm not going to make too big of a deal of this, but so we were talking. He sent me an email with this information. He sent me a message with this information and told me to look through it. And I said I would, in good faith. I'd look through his version of things, and I think I gave it a fair consideration. But, you know, I was talking about it, and all of a sudden, because of course it's well known, I've been following Johnny Somali and Johnny Somali's people. All of a sudden, Josh, I get a message from some people that, of course, because I have people all up in Johnny Somali's shit. And I get a copy of my DMs, and I'll show this real quick. I get a copy of my DMs because now it's been public. This has been publicized in Johnny Somali's Discord. My DMs with Goggin in Johnny Somali's Discord, right?
Interesting. Let's see.
Right. So I say, this is just part of it, but I would said here, thanks for DMing me. Let me take a look. If you check things out, perhaps we can do a one-on-one pre-recorded interview if you clear things up. Pre-recorded, I will not edit out, just edit out anything that would trigger the algo. It's sensitive. You have every right to give your side of the story, right? He has every right. That doesn't mean I will believe him, but he can tell his side of the story. Yeah, sure. I'm working on a YouTube video on my side as well. That may help. I read your tweets. I read your tweets, and I'm happy to talk one-on-one. Awesome. I'll let you know after I've done my video. And then Johnny Somali's people know. So, with DM leaks, it's always funny because if it's not, there's two people. So it's like the other person clearly did this, right? It's not a group message. This isn't Nick in the flash chat, the flash chat messages, with the flashcast message with Nick.
Why is Gargan sending this to Johnny Somali's Discord? Well, when he's not affiliated with them?
So the answer I got was, well, I'm doing this interview because this is me paraphrasing.
Right.
I'm doing this interview because my Discord told me to, and I do what my Discord says, so I put this in my Discord. So I guess he put it in his Discord.
Okay, so there's someone in his Discord shared it to Johnny Somali, allegedly.
But to me, like, you're a man of the internet. Is that not? And he came back and told me, oh, well, I don't see why that's a problem. I think it's a pretty standard internet, especially amongst serious people that are on the internet and people that are, content creators, YouTubers, just in general people, to not dox your DMs or not copy paste, like literally clip it out.
Well,
and
not even internet, not even internet etiquette. It's just don't count your chickens before they hatch. And he's like posting this saying, like, look, I'm already going to go talk to Legal Mindset or something and now he's probably, well, maybe you'll still talk to him, but it seems like he's probably botched his and lost any goodwill he might have had by doing this early. Right. So yeah, it's a very, I guess, is he beholden to his Discord? Are they like holding him at
that's what it sounds like.
Content dollar point or something.
It sounds to me like these people are run by their Discords. It seems like culturally that's the issue, is that their chat, it's when the chat controls you. It's dangerous. Now, I do believe now Meme, this is probably true. Chat reflects the streamer and the streamer reflects the chat. But I don't think the chat should control the content creator. I think that goes a little too far. I don't know. Am I crazy for that? Am I crazy for saying that?
Oh, I think it's definitely true that people like to watch people that they relate to. So yeah, there's going to be some relationship between the viewer and the streamer, or just any video maker or whatever. But yeah, if you're beholden to your chat, not even beholden, because the chat does support you and they do make these things possible. But if you're afraid of them and that you're being held like a hostage to them, that's a bad place to be.
Yeah. I definitely agree that you don't want to be a slave to your chat.